Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye, here with another episode of My Secret Pets, Chapter 5 of Reito's Route. In the last episode / chapter, we pretty much learned what we already sort of knew, just we didn't know the extent of the harassment, though, that Reito was receiving. So, his house got, paintballed, and he's receiving a lot of threatening letters and getting a lot of unwanted phone calls. So, yeah, that's it just depicts the extent that he's being harassed. It's kind of sad to think about he was going through all this while, Jien was getting picked up by, another boy and, the other routes. But, yeah, we spent another whole chapter in his house. Are we gonna leave this chapter? I hope so. Let's start chapter 5, The Secret That Must Not Be Revealed. You must not be named. Reito was headed to the university for a lecture, so I decided to go home for the time being. Oh, Pets must be so worried about us. I'm home! Oh no! You've got the worst timing. Hi, Jien. Oh, Lize is still not happy with us. What are you guys? The cloth Assam was holding was dyed orange, and there was a bucket nearby on the floor. Ramen held the cloth with a raw egg on it, Lufna a trash can, and Lize a broom. You guys weren't just cleaning the house, were you? Somehow or other, I knew the truth, but I couldn't believe it. You look like you know something. Actually, I went to Reito's house yesterday and we talked about some things. Like how he dumped me because he was being threatened. Threatened? Yes, that if he didn't break up with me, something terrible would happen to him. He had paintball shot at his door and raw eggs put in the mailbox. I see. So that means we could be being harassed by the same person. Yeah. Here we had the paintballs and a raw egg, and also garbage was scattered all over. I can't believe they threw trash everywhere after I worked so hard to tidy up. It took an awful lot of time to get the paint off the door, too. The usually mild-mannered Assam was uncharacteristically angry. Assam's pretty angry, since she's such a neat freak. Assam was shaking from trying to contain his anger. But not only Assam. Because of me, everyone here is suffering. I'd more or less expected that something like this would happen. But seeing it actually happen and not being able to do anything was incredibly frustrating. Oh. Alright, correct option is option 1. Let's apologize to everyone because they had to deal with, the repercussions. They had to clean everything up. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's okay. It's not your fault. He's right. The culprit is the one to blame. But why did all this start happening all of a sudden? Well, I started to explain, but Ramen cut me off. I think I understand. Whoever the culprit is must have gotten a reason to start harassing us again. Ramen broke into a grin. She and Reito must have gotten back together again, right? Right. I mean, I hope so. Remembering back to what had happened yesterday, I looked down, feeling embarrassed. That's great! Oh, Assam's just happy for us regardless. Of course, if it were me, I'd never break up with you, even if I got threatened. You just snooze. You'd be like, whatever. Oh, geez, Lufna. Just be happy for them. Lize's not talking to us at all. I feel so bad. Here, I made some tea. So I'll take a little breather and relax. taking a break from cleaning, Assam brewed some tea. Thanks, Assam. While you drink, tell us everything that Reito told you. Okay. I took a deep breath and had a sip of tea and then started to speak. Hang on, I'm gonna take a sip too. He said the harassment started about a week ago. All the threats said that he had to break up with me. Thinking that I might get hurt, he tried to distance himself. Then yesterday, when Reito and I got back together, the harassment started again. Interesting. Sounds like you guys are being monitored somehow. Do they have cameras? Reito also said he knew who the culprit of the harassment is. Then why doesn't he stop him? He said he's letting it continue in order to catch someone who's really behind it all. What exactly was written in threatening letters? He wouldn't let me see. Why not? He just said it was better that I didn't. Don't you think that's a little weird? Lize, silent up until that point, suddenly burst out. If he knows who the culprit is, just grab him and make him talk. Like Lize said, if we caught the culprit, it might be possible to make him tell who was behind it. Besides, it's too suspicious that he wouldn't let you read the letters. Lize obviously suspected Reito was up to something. Oh. Well, let's agree with him. Option 2 is the correct option. I see your point. I see your point. I thought it was a little weird too. Reito's definitely hiding something. Something important. In truth, I knew it myself. Even without having to ask, I knew that Reito was hiding something. I had a hunch. That I had to find out what secret he was trying to cover up. But it doesn't matter. This is something I definitely didn't want to touch. I felt like if I got involved in those letters, my newfound happiness would crumble away. But is that like really healthy though? Like if your partner is hiding something and like finding out that one thing would just like dissolve the relationship, is that really a strong relationship to begin with? It does matter. Reito's hiding something from you. Well, if I were him, I'd tell you everything, without keeping any secrets. Lize, you kind of had some secrets, but I get it. I know you care a lot about Jien. Because I love you. Something's wrong if he won't tell you everything, even though you're in danger. He's definitely doing the wrong thing. There's no way I'm gonna let a guy like that have you. Lize! I had to admit, Lize was right. I might be able to get away with not touching the core issue at hand. But suddenly, doubts began to crowd my mind. Would turning a blind eye really be the best thing for a relationship in the future? So I'm gonna find out Reito's secret for you. Lize turned to me with a beaming smile as he spoke. What? It's okay. Leave everything to me. Oh, okay. You've got to pick option 2. Gotta agree with them. Okay. Okay. I'm a little worried about this, but I promise I'll get it out of him, no matter what I have to do. Oh, Lize, don't torture him. Maybe you could just, like, break into his house and, like, steal the letters or something. With that, Lize promptly flew from the room. Oh, right. Lize, you're going to torture Reito. Should we really just let him go like that? No choice. when he gets like that and there's no stopping him. I just hope he doesn't do something too crazy. I hope they'll be okay. Both Lize and Reito. Nope. Well, doesn't seem like there's any point in talking about this any further. Right. All we can really do now is maybe try to asking Reito for more details. How about first of all, we tell him that we experience harassment over here too. Yeah, good idea. We'll both be at work today, so it'll be the perfect time. Because Reito and I were working at the same tutoring school, I was sure to see him later. Of course, I did want to tell him about being harassed, but I also simply wanted to see him. Don't you have his phone number? Just talk to him that way, or is he just ignoring all calls and texts? Since our lessons overlapped, we decided to meet up in front of the school afterwards. When I got outside, Reito was already waiting. Hey! Sorry, were you waiting that long? Nah, not long. So what's up? You wanted to talk? Actually, after I got home the other day... Don't tell me. I watched as Reito's face visibly clouded over. They went after you too. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Did you get a letter? No letters, unless the pets tore them up. I see. For a moment, both of us stared at our feet, lost in silence. The letters... In the midst of the silence, Lize's words ran through my mind. If I were him, I'd tell you everything, without keeping any secrets. Because I love you. Something's wrong if he won't tell you everything, even though you're in danger. I guess I really can't just let things go like this. I clenched my fist and worked up the courage to ask. Hey, Reito? I'd actually really like to see the letters you got after all. Reito looked at me with surprise. If I knew more about the perpetrator, I might be able to do more to help. And I'd be able to be more careful myself too. Besides, I just can't sit here and watch you suffer alone. So please, show me the letters. I can't do that. Reito stubbornly insisted. Why? Why are you so adverse to showing them to me? Because it'll probably be a big shock to you. Alright, you can pick either option. Let's just not care about it. We gotta learn the truth eventually. I don't care if it's a shock. It's much worse not knowing. If you don't, I'm going to keep suspecting you forever. And I don't want to do that. I promise. I'm going to fix everything, so that's not going to be a problem. That's not an answer. Sorry. But all I can say right now is that I'm doing this for you. Ultimate scumbag. Reito. More importantly, you'd better not go back to your house today. It's too dangerous. Just in case, come stay at my place. Oh. Alright, we can actually pick either option here. I'm gonna doubt him. I don't know. I don't want to leave the pets alone to like deal with all that. Oh, I'll just ask him more importantly. More importantly? Anger began bubbling up inside of me. That is the most important thing here. Honestly, I'm sorry. But I'm really doing this for your own... Whatever. I don't want to hear it. My irritation reached its peak, and I brushed past Reito and started walking away. Hey, wait up! Don't follow me! I quickened my pace to get away from Reito as he ran after me. I told you to wait! Reito grabbed my arm. What's wrong with you? Let go of me! If you won't stay with me, I'm at least going to take you home. Is that okay with you? Who's this? I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's Lize.
Leave her alone.
Gasp. I thought I heard a voice in the darkness, and then Lize then stepped into the light. Lize!
I came to walk you home, Jien. Hi, Reito.
Lize stared competitively at Reito, and then gave a slight bow. Who's this? That's my pet rabbit. Again with the pets. Reito's face instantly darkened.
I took the liberty of doing some investigation. Including the reason you won't tell us who sent you those letters.
Oh no. Gasp. Really, Lize?
Really? Didn't I tell you I was going to help?
Lize smiled at me and then turned back to Reito.
The person who sent the letters.
Stop! Reito interrupted Lize, his voice shaking.
I don't recall having to take orders from the man who caused Jien so much pain. Especially someone who's been keeping secrets to cover for the sender of those letters.
Lize's voice was sharp and icy cold. Cover for... What does that mean? Alright, we'd actually pick either of these options. I'm gonna ask Lize. I don't think Reito's gonna tell. What do you mean, Lize?
It means that this guy doesn't deserve your trust.
Doesn't deserve...
Not that I ever trusted him for even a second myself anyway. He's betraying you, Jien. Jien, the author of those letters is more important to him than you are.
I can't believe this.
You'll understand soon enough. I'll expose the wolf underneath this sheep's clothing.
Reito kept his lips tightly shut. Why won't he say anything? If there are some circumstances why he couldn't tell me, I wished he would just say so. I wanted to hear it not from Lize, but directly from Reito himself.
I know the reason he's covering for the author of the letters too. It's because of his past and important memories that he doesn't want you to get involved in.
Oh, Reito, he's in a corner. Reito silently looked down, like a defendant hanging his head on the witness stand. And Lize was like the dispassionate judge, reading out his list of crimes. Starting from my feet, a chill crept through my body. Maybe I was asking something unthinkable. The chaos inside my heart. It felt like I was asking for a death sentence on the man I loved. How did you... Where did you... The calm and collected Reito was unusually flustered.
That's a secret.
No, he probably had a meeting with someone. Lize smiled, a sneer cloaked in darkness.
By covering for the perpetrator of these crimes, you're hurting Jien. Sorry, but there's no way I can let someone like that have her.
Lize!
So hurry up and break up with her. if you feel even a little bad about what you're doing. I'll make her happy. Not you, but me.
Finally losing his composure, Lize now raised his voice in an impassioned decree. Just then, I faintly heard Georgie howling in the distance. Oh, Georgie, remember the dog? There he is. Georgie? Just as I wondered if my ears had deceived me, the voices gradually grew louder. Lize! Georgie and Ramen appeared from out of the darkness and stood firm in front of Lize. We finally caught up to you. Jeez, that stupid rabbit. Not a few seconds after Ramen appeared, Assam and Lufna also ran up. Calm down, Lize. Ramen tried to calm the overexcited Lize. Lize's not happy. Are all these guys... All my pets, yes. I see. Are you a little calmer now, Lize? God, you sure caused us a lot of trouble.
I'm sorry.
Lize was now settled down. His earlier fire disappeared. Reito. Lize told us, all of us, everything. Surely you won't mind explaining what's going on. There was a short silence, but finally, Reito opened his mouth and began to explain. Everything he said is true. I was covering for the writer of those letters and hiding it from you. I knew that it was hurting you, but even so, I felt all the blood drain from my face. Reito, what's going on? I knew in my heart that Reito's next words would not be good ones. I watched his lips move, as if in slow motion. Oh, and then it ends right there. Of course, gotta leave it on a cliffhanger. Ooh, Reito's finally gonna tell us himself who those letters are from, or allegedly from, because, yeah, we know that, yeah, we know, like, we know the true author. We know that they were fabricated, but still, it's hurting. It's hurting Reito. Just stirring up memories for him. Alright, let's save. Okay, 70% likability. That went up a lot. What is the next chapter called? Chapter 6, A Letter from Heaven. Yeah, we could definitely guess who he's thinking about right now. Alright, let's end things off here. Hope you guys are having a fun time with this, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.